Hello everyone, today I will be discussing two great philosophers, Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. Epictetus was born in Asia Minor in the Common Era 55 and he died in 135 CE. He was born into slavery and was somehow injured during captivity. Epictetus was very intelligent, and his master saw this great quality within him. So he sent him to study with a great Stoic teacher named C. Monsonius Rufus. Epictetus would go on to teach philosophy after his freedom and later start his own philosophy school. Epictetus never married or had any children. However, it was said that he did adopt a child. Epictetus was an outstanding speaker and famed for knowledge and wisdom. He lived a life of great simplicity. Epictetus believed that we are at our happiest and wisest when we live according to nature or God. I truly agree with him on this. One of my favorite quotes was, "The essence of philosophy is that a man should so live that his happiness shall depend as little as possible on external things." Some of his work included the Enchiridion and the Discourse, which it was said that he didn't write anything down, but a student of his did, and this is where we get his works. I will now move on to Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was born on April 26, 121 AD in Rome. He passed away at an early age of 31 years old on March 17, 180 AD. Marcus Aurelius was born into a wealthy family, unlike Epictetus. He was later adopted by his uncle, who was an emperor at the time, and later he would become the heir to that throne after his uncle's death. He would rule about 2 decades, during which he co-heired with his adopted brother and then with his son, and then later he was the emperor by himself. Aurelius married his cousin, and her name was Faustina the Younger. They had 13 children, but only one son and 4 daughters would outlive him. Marcus Aurelius lived during the rise of the Christian era. He disliked them because he believed that they disobeyed the Roman rules and that they also disturbed the gods. Marcus Aurelius disbelieved in the afterlife and the conviction that everything will be turned into absolute oblivion. In his opinion, desire was to be permanently disappointed and disturbed, since everything in the world is empty and corrupt. Thus, death was desirable because it would end all desires. One of my favorite quotes by him was, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Some of his works included the Meditation, which was his personal thoughts, the Essential Marcus Aurelius, Happiness, How to Achieve It, Marcus in Love, and there were many others that he co-authored with other people. The reason I chose these two philosophers was because of their beliefs on Stoicism. I was very intrigued by it. Stoicism was very popular in Epictetus' days because anyone could be one. It didn't matter the class, it didn't matter the status, it didn't matter who you were. Every man was considered equal. It was also very popular because it was known for its remedy to happiness. Stoicism is the view that we can obtain happiness and a peace of mind if we focus on controlling only what is up to us and letting go of what is not up to us. In other words, if you can't control it, don't stress over it. Just control what you can control, and you will be much happier. Stoicism holds that a person cannot be hurt by outside things. It's the things we self-inflict to the soul due to a lack of virtue that harms us. It was Stoicism that these two people from different walks of life, which was Epictetus, he was born in CE, and Marcus Aurelius was born in AD, so that's a great stretch. Uh, but however, they found common ground through Stoicism. Even though Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius were in different time eras, Epictetus had a great influence on Aurelius. Aurelius took to heart some of the things that Epictetus said, and he even included them in his meditations. They were both fans of Stoicism, and they believed that happiness was self-attainable. They both lived during times of hardship. Epictetus lived during the time where the emperor where he lived was trying to ban philosophy, which it was banned. And then Marcus Aurelius, he was known as the last of the great emperors, and he was also known for his victories. So there were a lot of wars going on during his time. Uh, Both philosophers believed that death was nothing to complain about. Either you choose to live or you choose to die. If you choose life, don't complain about it, because there is another option, even though, that option perhaps could be suicide, and it doesn't sound like a good option in our times, but, you know, it's just a wow factor there for me. Even though they had commonality through Stoicism, you would have thought that Marcus Aurelius, who was an emperor, would not have been influenced by a former slave. A man who lived a simple life. He didn't have any power, any rule, any control, but he did influence a great man. And I find that that is very amazing. With that said, you can see how history can influence present times. These two philosophers were far from knowing each other, but yet they allowed philosophy and their views to tie them together.